Welcome to episode 3 of the Hot Wheels Team Tournament series hosted by M&H Racing. Today, Team Fantasy is going against a new challenger, Team Luxury. Let's have a closer look on who you'll be seeing on the track, and then we'll get some racing going. First up on Team Fantasy is the GT Hunter. After he and the Monteracer brought the Fantasy team the win, he is looking for a repeat today against the determined Luxury cars. Next up is the D-Muscle. He is also looking for a win after getting destroyed by the BMW team last episode. At number 3, we have the X-Steam. Coming in at a tight second at last episode's finals, we expect him to do well again against those luxury cars. Let's see if he can get one here. And now we introduce the biggest star of the fantasy team, the Monteracer. He's considered the backbone of the team, and we also expect him to give the luxuries a run for its money. Fifth on our list is the Futurismo. He didn't do too well in the previous episode, but he gave Team Fantasy the win in the first episode of the series. And last on Team Fantasy is the Chicane. He hasn't got a single win in this series, but can he break his dry spell today? Now to the luxury team. First up, we have the sleek Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. With a top speed of 210 miles per hour, this car can blow everyone out of the water in just seconds. Next up, we got the McLaren P1. With only 375 made in existence, it's not only a rarity, but also a fast one with a top speed of 231. At number 3, we introduced the 2014 Corvette Stingray. This model is also available as a super treasure hunt and has a top speed of 190. Up fourth is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This model was in production for 12 years before being discontinued in 2017 by a newer model. It does, however, have a top speed of 190. Next up is the Porsche Carrera GT. This car was part of the Real Cars team back in the first episode, but he was invited back to face a rematch with Team Fantasy. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have the sleek Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo. Let's see if that 205 mile per hour top speed is enough to beat the Fantasy team. And with that all said and done, let's get our first matchup. First up is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage versus the Monteracer.
On your mark, get set, go! Go!
The Monteracer steals the lead away from the Aston Martin and will be our first car moving on. Congratulations to the Monteracer. Our next two cars up are the 2014 Corvette Stingray and the X-Steam. Let's see who wins it.
On your marks, get set, go! Go!
Winner! Overall, it was a close race, but the Corvette Stingray held on to the lead from start to finish and will be joining the Monteracer in the finals. And in our third match, we have the Lamborghini Huracan versus the Chicane.
On your marks, get set, go! Go!
Winner! Unbelievably, the Chicane gets his first win against the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini just didn't have the speed, and that's what allowed the Chicane to take him over. We're halfway done going into match 4. Next up is the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento versus the GT Hunter.
On your marks, get set, go! Go!
If the track was just a little bit longer, the GT Hunter might have got that one. The Sesto Elemento just noses out the victory and will be moving on to the finals. Next up, we have the Porsche Carrera GT versus the Futurismo.
On your marks, get set, go! Go!
The Futurismo takes a very disappointing loss against the Porsche. Absolutely no contest on that race. The Porsche is our third luxury car, moving on to the finals. And our final match of the night is hosted by the McLaren P1 and the D Muscle.
On your marks, get set, go! Go!
The D Muscle had the lead coming down the starting grid, but the McLaren overshot him in the second half of the stretch. The luxuries have good odds against Team Fantasy this time around. And now our 6 finalists are ready to duke it out. First team to 3 wins stays in the competition and will be appearing in the next episode.
On your marks, get set, go!
The 2014 Corvette Stingray gets an easy win, bringing the luxury team up by 1. Let's see if he can take a second win in match number 2.
On your marks, get set, go!
And the 2014 Corvette Stingray gets the second win with the Monteracer coming in behind. And there you have it, the 2014 Corvette Stingray gives Team Luxury the win and they beat out the Fantasy team. Comment who you want to see the Luxury team face off against next and you could be featured in a future episode. Follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a race. I'll catch you guys on the next video.